All right. Hey, Jeremy, Tall Trainer here. We're going live. We're going to do a workout. We got a dumbbell workout. I'm going to do a quick warm up here while I talk about this thing, make sure we get ourselves ready. So, quick disclaimer, on this is you are not actually in front of me, so you are doing this at your own risk. Try to get the posture right. I'm going to talk through about it a lot, but make sure this is on you to do that. This may not be the best workout for you, so keep that in mind. Talk to your doctor or do an in-person program if you're uncertain. If something hurts in a negative way, stop and get some help. All right? So please do those things. Let's try some jumping jacks here. So we'll move our bodies around here. So the workout today is going to be with a dumbbell. All right? So women probably like a 10 to 25 pound dumbbell. The guys might be like a somewhere a little bit heavier, just a little bit heavier, 15 to 35 pounds or something like that. I'm going to use a 50 pounder for reference, today, and I'm going to struggle. All right, so I'm going to show you what struggling looks like. All right, go ahead and tap back, reach up. So you're tapping back, reaching up here, and then switching sides. Tap back, reach up, and switch there. All right, so we're just firing through these warm-up exercises here, as we go. All right, so just to check in with everything before we really start. It's a good idea to get the joints moving in the way you're planning on moving them, okay? Get a good reach, tapping back, sinking down, make sure things are lined up pretty good as you're doing that. All right, kick back, crisscross. Back crisscrossing right in here, abs are in, shoulders are down, and make sure you're moving through the shoulder blades as you're doing this one. Shoulder blades squeezing back. Now I want to try to have like some weird little fact about Jeremy or something like that. And so my thought for this one was I used to pole vault. And so there is a picture of me pole vaulting. That was actually at the sectional meet. And I won the meet on my first jump and I was super proud. The next meet I went to, I no-heighted and didn't qualify for states. But that was a great moment right there. All right, step aside. So keep that warm up going here. So I still try to dabble in the pole vaulting. I'm not skying at that high anymore, but it's kind of fun. So there's a unique fact about me, and if you look at what a pole vaulter looks like, I definitely have a pole vaulter build. All right, so long, lanky, lean. That's kind of what it takes a little bit to be a good pole vaulter there. It's a good body type for it. All right, a little Frankenstein walk. It's been one of my great passions and also, great struggles. Through pole vault training is how I ruptured the disc in my lower back, so that was an interesting time. All right, so get that leg straight while you're doing this, back is nice and straight. So we're gonna finish off this warm-up in just a couple little steps here, and then we're gonna get into the work, all right? And the pattern that we're gonna do, get a little squat hold to finish off with. The pattern that we're gonna do is 1 minute for one exercise, 1 minute the other exercise, and then a minute rest. And we're gonna repeat that 3 times in one set of exercises, and then we're gonna move on to the next set. We'll have like a minute, and that minute rest will be our transition, on that third set. Right, so we're gonna start off with a laying down on our back chest press. Here, so I'm gonna push the butt back, knees out here, get the back straight. We are gonna have a squat as part of our workout here. All right, so I'm gonna switch my timer around. Get yourself ready. So get your weight handy. We're gonna get on the floor, for this next one here. And we're gonna be hanging out on the floor just for a little bit there. All right, so you can stand up a little bit if you wanted to, but we are gonna be chilling mostly on the floor. All right, so I gotta decide which way I wanna face for you. I'm gonna go this way. All right, so got my weight right here. We're gonna kick it back. We're gonna work a minute on one side, a minute the other side. That does not mean that we are successful at doing the whole minute. It just means we have a minute to work on it. As we're doing any kind of upper body stuff, shoulders down, chest is out. All right, so make sure we nail that. I'm gonna talk through more of it while we do it. All right, ready? So we grab the weight, lay it back, go up to one hand there, puff the chest out, squeeze your shoulders away from the ears, abs in tight, kind of dig your heels in a little bit, and then come down and press back up. As you come down, it goes out to the side just a little bit, but make sure your elbow's not pegging out to the side. A big mistake people make, the elbow goes out to the side too much, and that just feels grumpy for me to even show you that. So if I was holding a bar, it'd be coming over the middle of my chest. All right, puff the chest out and press up, and I start really getting the good feel, especially if I have the right posture. All right, chest out, squeezing away, pressing up in there. All right, oof. Yeah, the minute's gonna matter here. Now it'd be ideal if we could actually reach muscle failure. A moment where we can't do anymore, and I'm getting close. Getting close. What happened in the minute? I think it is. Oof. A few more seconds. There it is. Oh, that's pretty close. All right, so I'm switching sides. Sit it down on your stomach or something like that. Switch hands. Bring it back up with both hands. Switch sides, and then come back into it. All right, pressing right in here. Now, probably a good idea to start keeping track of how many you're doing on some of these. You will still benefit as long as you reach that failure point. But if you're doing like a lot of them, you're doing like 20, probably should go for a heavier one. All right, leave our head down, puff our chest out. Abs are in tight. Digging your heel in, and you're gonna be digging your heel in on the side that the weight's on a little more. There's extra core work when you're doing a one-sided exercise. All right, put it out. Oh, it's getting there. 12 seconds. Might get that failure. Might get that failure. Okay, got it. Whew. Do we have a rest break? If you are completely against rest breaks, or you want to try to turn this into like a little bit of a cardio thing, you could get up and just run around a little bit. All right, so you could jog or something like that, or march. I'm not into that right now. I'm doing strength training. I'm not trying to get my heart rate up. I need some recovery so I can do that again well. So I'm just gonna let myself chill, stretch it out a little bit, loosen up, and then I'm gonna hit those exercise again. We gotta rest again, then we hit it again. So we got 3 sets, 1 set down, all right? So again, when we're doing presses, shoulders down, chest is out. So whether it's a push-up or a bench press, we wanna be coming from this position. So if I'm laying back like this, I'm trying to keep that same position in there. So I'm not pegging way up the side with the elbow. I'm also not buried into my side with the elbow. I'm out the side just a little bit, and the shoulder's not forward. Really purposely tucking the shoulder back, puffing my chest out like I took a big breath of air. All right, let's go back to it. All right, come back to the first arm, dig those heels in, shoulders wave in the air, set that first, and then get to work. All right, abs are in tight. Puff the chest out. Now I think a lot while I'm exercising because there's a lot to think about. Really trying to control my posture, my shoulder position, and it makes it a lot harder if I do it better. All right. A lot of times I'll hold the other arm off the side a little bit as I'm doing this. It helps me maintain a good position there. Ooh, I'm getting to the failure point, I think. Good, I made it. One thing you'll notice as I'm doing that work, I'm not really like locking out at the top, all right? So if you've still got more to go, keep going. The time's not over yet. But I'm not locking out, and I'm not resting at the bottom either. All right, so somewhere in between those two. Got a couple seconds, and we'll switch sides. All right, ready? Get that switch. All right, other arm. Hopefully you had a failure too. All right, puff the chest out, and tuck the shoulders under, coming down and pressing up. If you don't puff the chest out, you don't tuck your shoulders underneath you a little bit, then your rotator cuff and bicep tendon are gonna do a little bit too much action there. You don't want that. This is supposed to work the right stuff, and if you got the right posture, you can work the right stuff. Chest is out. Pressing up. Chest is full, like you took a big breath of air. Blow it out. Oh, okay. Whew. Got my failure, got 10 seconds to spare. All right, if you still got some time, keep going with it. But I'd like to see you fail somewhere around where I did. All right, so got that, a couple seconds. All right, good. So we're resting here. Sit up here, chill out for a second. Woohoo! Fun times. All right, so one more set there. So the idea here is we're really building up a lot of tiredness. Exercise doesn't make you stronger. I mean, not in the short term. Exercise makes you weaker and more uncomfortable in the short term. Over the long term, when your body recovers from the exercise, it gets stronger then. All right, so what we're doing right now is we're sending the signal, you're not strong enough, I'd like you to be a little bit stronger. All right, so that's when we reach that failure point in the muscle, that's what we just told it. So it's okay to hit that point, but it's not okay to do that with bad posture. All right, so it's okay to fail, but don't fail at doing it correctly. And actually doing it correctly will create a more struggle to complete the exercise than doing it incorrectly. All right, so let's come back to it. Third set. All right, press it up, shoulders width in the ears, chest is out, go into one hand, and get back to work. Shoulders width in the ears, ribs sticking out. Abs are pulled in a little bit, the lower abdominals particularly. Oh, yep, got it. All right, so I still got 20 seconds to spare. All right, so you may still be going. Do the work, keep that going. All right, maintain the posture right and try to get to that failure point, but failure point with the shoulder down, with the chest out, loading that chest muscle and the arm really, really well, not the shoulder joint. All right, switch sides. All right, puff the chest out like you took a big breath of air, drop in, push it back up. Good to exhale on the way up. You don't want to hold your breath while you're lifting. Blood pressure takes too many rides when you do that. And one of my favorite ways to do this one is actually on a stability ball. I like the increased range of motion I can get on that one. But here it's probably good for starting out to limit yourself to not going quite as far down as you do this. Okay, got it. Oh, about the same, good. Roughly the same time frame. You got another 15 seconds. Finish it off. I'm gonna just lay here. Woo! And if you just got done, you can lay here too. Like 8 seconds. Get as much as you can out of that. Get that good posture work going on in here. All right, so we got our rest break. We're switching exercises. You can see on here, set 2, has the dumbbell squat and then squat hold. All right, so we're gonna be taking it to a standing here. All right, so we're gonna stand up and get to work on this, all right? Woo-wee. So when we're doing the squat, I'm gonna recommend you try it with the weight in hands, but if it's too heavy for you, don't do it with the weight in hands. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring it up here, kind of cradle it. What do they call it, a goblet squat sometimes here, all right? And then I'm gonna be pushing my butt back, sinking down and coming up. All right, so this is pretty heavy for me, so I should end up not making it the whole minute. All right, so we got that. We're up and down with the weight for a minute, and then without the weight, we're gonna hold for a minute. So this is gonna be burning good. Legs are pretty fine, right? Upper body got a little tired. Legs, it's time for them to go. All right, ready? Here we go. Bring that weight up. All right, push that butt back, squeeze the knees out, drop in and keep that back very straight. See how my back's nice and straight here? I'm gonna squeeze back up. Push the butt back, weights on the heels, push the heels down to stand up. Right in there. Push the butt back, back's nice and straight. What a great example you have of me doing this. I'm doing very well. All right, push the butt back, chest is out, back is nice and straight. One thing that'll happen is you'll start to shift forward on your toes, or your knees will collapse in, or most likely the back will start to bend. So keep pressing that chest up as you're doing this. Drop it in, back up. A few more seconds. All right, put the weight down, squat hold. I'll spin around here for you. Squat hold, just get a slightly different angle on this so you can see it. Squat hold, I really do like that because it's a chance to work on usually the place where we're the weakest, which is the bottom of the squat. So I'm pushing the butt back, squeezing the knees out, chest is out, back is nice and straight here. All right, so this angle you can really see, you don't want the knees buckling in. Keep the knees out, all right? Oh yeah, halfway, got a good burn cooking. Now you're gonna start noticing you don't want to shift forward, don't do it. Stay back on the heels, keep the knees out, keep the chest up. Don't bend your back. All right, 12 seconds. Ooh. Yes, yes. It's good. It's good, I like it. 3, 2, 1. Squeeze up. Now, good squat. You know, make sure you finish off well with that. Ooh, lightheaded. There it comes, there it comes. Whew, showed up a couple seconds later. Make sure you're really dropping in there well. And when it's time to come up, you're not like wiggling around trying to come up there. You really kind of control it. Push those heels down to rise up there. All right, it's valuable how you get out of that squat hold. So you want to try to get out before you just fall down. All right, so make sure you still have at least a little bit of muscle left. Again, you may not be able to make it the whole time. You know, that's fine. That's fine, that's just fine. I'm fine, you're fine, everybody's fine. All right, so we'll make it. You got 12 seconds. Get a couple breath, good big breath of air. Breathe a few times. It's gonna get tough. It's all right. We're tough, we can handle it. All right, so I'll do it right in here, drop it in, push the butt back, squeezing up. I'm trying to get a little bit of stretch at the bottom on this. I actually have some pretty good tightness right there, and I don't mind working on it right in here to make sure if my chest is out, my butt is out, really be working on my hips a whole lot here. All right. Oh. Push the butt back. Whew. Now when I'm doing this, I sometimes will even feel my lower back get warm. That's okay. That's okay if my lower back's getting warm, but it needs to be still straight. All right, if you're not sure whether your back is straight or not, you should stop. But you can check it in a mirror. In a mirror, all right? So you go, now don't just look at your butt and tell yourself it's too big, or look at your stomach and be like it sticks out too much. Look at your posture if you're gonna use a mirror. Whew. Oh, all right, good. Squat hold. All right, dropping in, pushing that butt back. Whew. Boy, it's gonna burn this time. Oh boy. Oh, yes, yes. Butt's back, knees are out, chest is out. This is one that really gets the temperature up, so I'm getting a little more sweaty right now. The body's getting used. Halfway. Got 30 seconds left. Shift a little wider with my feet here. Oh boy. Hopefully you're feeling it, because I'm feeling it. Chest is out, back is straight. Woo. Ah. There's that knuckle bite from the thumbnail there. Ah. There it is. Last couple of seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good squeeze. Oh, and lightheaded. If you get too lightheaded, bend over for a second. Whew. All right. It's very nice. All right. Whew. So we got a minute, and then we're going to try to go after this again. All right. So breathe a little bit. Relax a little bit. This is a big working one here. Tired legs from this one, for sure. But it's the big leg one of the workout, so it's good. When you're doing strength training, I'm gonna say this, I'll try to as many videos as I can. You know, it's how many sets per muscle group per week are you taking it to a really strong, hard place? All right, that's one of the biggest factors. Is it 3 reps? Is it 10 reps? It's more about getting to that place, or that difficult spot, you know, where you go, ooh, what a struggle. All right, got 3 seconds. We're gonna get back into this fun. I'll turn again here. All right, back to it. All right, squatting down and coming up. Dropping in, squeezing up. There we go. Butt's back, sinking in there and coming back up. Sometimes I'll tell people, stick your butt out like you're trying to tear your pants, all right? It's not because we want to tear our pants, it's that our glutes are back there, and if I stick my butt out, I stretch my glutes, and then I can dig my heels in and stand up using them. So try to imagine that. Push the ground down through your heels. Squeeze the glutes as you come up. Down. Oh, my upper back's getting tired. All right, good. The hold. Oh, good, because I need to put that weight down. That was getting tough. Because we already did warm up a little bit with that chest press. All right, chest out, butt out. Sinking in here. If this gets too hard, just bail up a little bit. You can come a little bit higher if you need to. I'm gonna go wider to get a little more groin stretch out of this. It's one of my tight spots. Definitely want to get that. Chest out. Now I'm saying that again because I just had to push my chest out again. So a lot of times I'm giving you a cue because I'm feeling tempted. Push that butt back, squeeze the knees out, push the chest out. 18 seconds. We can do it. We're gonna hang in there. Do it with me, do it with me. Here, come on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good posture. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Oh yeah. Bend over there. Recover a little bit here. All right, the next one. Next one is gonna be the row. All right, so, got 3 sets in there, pretty spent. This next one's gonna cost us a little bit because it's gonna work our legs a little bit too. So we might either hit our arms gonna get tired or our legs or our trunk is gonna get tired. One of the things I like about this workout, using the one dumbbell, is there's a lot of core work happening here. All right, so we're gonna do a row on one side, then a row on the other side, and then we gotta rest. All right, so when we're doing that row, we're gonna set up with a lunge stance. So a nice long stance here. I'm gonna grab a hold of this weight here. You go elbow on the knee, and then push the chest out and squeezing back. So there's gonna be some leg work here, some leg effort in here. Make sure you're not rounding your back. Your chest is out, butt is out. So let's try it here. All right, so big long stance. Sometimes the longer the better. All right, grab a hold, push the chest out and pull it back. All right, shoulders away from the ears. As you're doing it, push the chest out and pull the weight back. The timing on this matters, so try to roll your shoulder back first before you really start picking the weight up. It's not about pulling with your arm, it's about pulling with your upper back. All right, squeezing the shoulder blade back there. I really like to work in the glute while I'm doing this. The lower back. My posture. Push the chest out. On the way up, push the chest out. Oh, getting there. Oh, good. Go right to the other leg, all right? Or other arm, really. But switch sides. Just gonna spin around where I'm at. Pulling up there. Push that chest out. Again, a mirror can be helpful on this because you're gonna look for the angle of your lower back there. All right. Shoulders away from the ears, chest is out. A little pause at the top is pretty fun. Up, pause, squeeze, down slow. Puff the chest, pause, squeeze, down slow. It's not a race. The quality of the work is what we're going for. The better quality the work is, the more the muscles get the work, the less the joints strain, and we have a strong body that lasts us a while. Chest is out, squeeze it back. All right, good. Rest break. Oh, yeah, I need to stand up for a second after that. Oh, yeah. A little dizzy is normal, so if you're feeling that, that's fine. If you get too dizzy, bend back over. No need to pass out, all right? It takes a lot of energy to do that. Some of that energy is coming from our blood sugar. You know, it's like, you could take too much of a dip if you're not careful there. Which is why you're gonna try to do heavy work, hard work, you need at least this minute rest. before you try to do it again. All right, so you need at least that. And what we're kind of figuring is, while I was working the other side, some of the specific muscles got 2 minutes of rest. All right, my whole body didn't, but some of the specific muscles did. All right, you got about 7 seconds. We'll get back to it. Maybe I'll face you this time here. I'll switch the angle. All right, so I'm facing in this way. Elbow on the knee there, chest is out. Squeezing in. Push that chest out. Make sure this front knee is tracking straight ahead. It's not buckling in. If you're getting way too much legs, you can bail up a little bit and even go hand onto the knee to get some of this. I'm still feeling good. I like the stretching work here. I'm gonna go for that. Push that chest out, squeeze it back. Push that chest out, squeeze it back. Now right now I'm really getting under the armpit. That's one of the big muscles we want to get to. Okay. So right under there. When the shoulders go down, the chest comes out. That muscle is the one that does it, all right? The lat muscle. I got a couple seconds here. Shoulder away from the ear, chest is out. All right, switch sides. You know, if you fail sooner, you got more rest time too, so it's a good deal. Give myself a treat right there. All right, squeeze it back. Puff that chest out, squeeze it back. If you're having a lot of trouble with this one, you can do this one kneeling on a bench and rowing. All right. Not all of us have a bench, so most of us have legs. We can do this. Chest is out. Puff that chest out and then pull. Shoulders away from the ears at all times. Check it at the top. Make sure your shoulders are away. Back down. Check it at the top. Puff the chest out. Puff the chest out. Whew. Ah. Whoo-wee. Well, that arm seemed to have a little more juice than the other arm. All right, the rest. Whew. All right. You know, sharp feelings, not good. General exhaustion at this point is to be expected, all right? So my arms are pretty tired. My core, my abs are a little tired. My lower back, a little bit tired. Can be okay. Can be okay, but make sure keeping that posture straight. Legs certainly very tired. Remember, we're sending the stimulus to our body, saying, hey, let's get a little stronger here. All right, so, whew. You want to take advantage of the fact that this is live, so I don't know, I'm gonna look back at the comments and stuff, so say something if you're actually doing it. All right, be like, ow, it hurts or something, it burns me a little bit. Whew. Also, if you are watching this, you know, I'm up for ideas. If you think of something you want us to do, we can come up with something. All right, I'll spin this way here. All right, let's start it again. Third set, last time at this exercise here. Chest out, butt out. Whew. Squeeze it back. Puff the chest out. Now, if you're having a lot of trouble with that shoulder position, you might start with not even going all the way down. You'll burn out really fast, but it'll help you work on tucking that shoulder blade back. Because sometimes people go all the way down with the arm, they can't actually get their shoulder blade to roll back again. So you might go all the way in and just halfway down. Oh, yeah, that's good. We got 10 seconds left. Maybe we'll just set it down and try again. Chest out, butt out. All right, good. Switch sides. Big stance. Weight on the heel, shins fairly vertical. Puff that chest out. Puff the chest out as you pull. On rows, I have to watch my head. I drop it a lot. I try to keep it back a little more on this set. Sometimes it's helpful to look about 6 feet in front of you instead of directly down. Ah. 10 seconds. Get a couple more here. Okay, good. Woo-wee. Oh, give me a second or a minute. All right, we're gonna work into the next set here. It's gonna be abs, all right? So we did push, we did pull, we did legs. Now we got the abs. We're gonna do this drawing in exercise, and then we're gonna do the V-ups. So a minute on that drawing, you can see on set 4 there. Minute on the drawing, minute on the V-ups, and then a minute rest. All right, we do not need a weight for this one, all right? We can put our weight over there. All right, bye-bye. It's been fun. All right, so I really like this drawing one. It's gonna be a great way for us to learn how to contract the deeper abdominal muscles, which most people completely leave out of every single thing they do. And they wonder why they have back trouble or their stomach sticks out too much. Both things can be solved by working some of these lower abdominals. All right, here we go. I got a minute of this drawing. So like a horse position here, all right, chest out, butt out, and pull the abs in. All right, so I'm pulling the stomach up here. You can't see it, my shirt's hanging down a little bit. All right, but I'm pulling the abs up and in. Now I can still breathe while doing this. Now we're not arching up while we're doing this. We're keeping that back nice and straight. It's the same kind of position we'd be at the bottom of a squat. You don't want to around your back at the bottom of a squat. All right? Now if you want to check in on your back, relax your abs and see if your back changed position when you relaxed, and then pull it back in and try not to change position then. All right, so we're tuning in to this pull-in feeling, which is going to get the obliques firing up, the ones on the sides here. People like working those too. And then the lower abdominals, that area below the belly button. Like we're pulling our stomach away from our waistband. All right? So we're not just trying to crush, you know, the rectus abdominis, the six-pack muscle. We're going for the deeper ones that really do a lot of waist narrowing. All right, so I'm gonna flip under my back here. We're gonna do V-ups. Legs are up in the air. We're gonna do arms back here, reaching back, and I'm coming up. All right? I like the start of the V-up the most because it gets me closer to standing posture, right? This is close to how I want to be standing up, and I want to work in there a lot. I want to be really strong in there. So I like working that. You can work a little higher and go up in there too. You can get a little extra in there, but sometimes my lower back is always like a little less motion, but this is pretty hard here too. Abs in tight. Keep your knees bent and tucked in a little bit to get this, and make sure those lower abdominals, we're really drilling that in while we're doing this. If you're doing a good job on that, you're already crying. All right, just squeezing in. I'm not trying not to wave my arms around too much. I'm just squeezing in here. All right, good. Little rest break. All right, so we're practicing that draw in, and then we're gonna try to apply that into the VM. All right, so that's the lower abdominals. There's some deeper muscles in there that, again, don't get used that much. If I do like a classic sit-up where I anchor my feet or something and I come up in here, that's mostly hip flexors. It's a little bit of rectus abdominis, and it's almost zero of these other muscles we're trying to get to, because it's all scrunched forward. You go like, this is my net effect that I'm getting out of that exercise. Is this how I want to stand? Probably not. I want to be able to straighten out my body a bit more there. And so this drawing one is very, very good for that. All right. So it was super helpful as I was rehabbing from my lower back injury. You know, so I like to include it in a few workouts because it's just that good. All right, so here we go. 1 minute. Straighten that back out. Pull the lower abdominals in. Chest is out and full. Shoulders are away from the ears. Got good position going on. Head is in a good position here too. Pulling hard in there. Right now, the main resistance of this exercise is actually our organs. They're falling forward and we're pulling them up. All right, we're pulling them up and in there. It's like I can feel these muscles really doing a good job on that. All right, so it's almost like you're trying to fit between two chairs in a crowded restaurant. Pulling that in, pulling that in. I dare you to see how hard you can pull those lower abdominals in, especially if you could tune into just them. Oh boy, that really works. Imagine like somebody's got a vacuum seal thing hooked up to your belly button or your lower abs, and it's tightening a little more. It's pulling a little more air out of there. Again, you're just able to breathe, but you're pulling more air out of the middle there. Whew. All right, V-ups. Oh, that's gonna be rough this time because I did a good job pulling in. It's a hard pull in, and a small movement. Let's try that out. Oh. Deeper abdominals, not just up here. Trying to get down there too. Crying. I'm gonna try to keep my head back a little bit more. My head's one of the counterweights on this exercise. So if I can keep it back more, it'll be good. If your neck gets tired, I'd rather the front of your neck gets tired than the back. If the back of your neck gets tired, it means you're sticking your chin out too much. Tuck that chin back a little more. Let the front of your neck get more tired. Abdominal strength and front of the neck strength are strongly correlated. All right. If you got weak abs, you probably have a weak front of the neck too. Oh, lower abdominals pulling in. Oh, my back is starting to arch here. I gotta work harder. Don't let it fail. Don't let it fail. Okay, rest. Whew. So if I experienced that, you might have experienced that too. As you're reaching back, if I kick out too much with my legs or reach back too much with my arms, my lower back may start to arch because I've overwhelmed what my abs are capable of. And so now it's gonna go hip flexors or some other place. All right, so you wanna just, like sometimes you gotta keep the range of motion smaller so you can hit the right thing really, really well. Because that's what we're looking for, the deeper core muscles. All right, Dr. Stuart McGill, lower back expert, he has one quote which is funny to say, proximal rigidity leads to distal athleticism. So funny to say. It was just weird to say, you know, because I know like, what does that mean? But it means more strength at the core allows me to be more athletic with my limbs. So this exercise, this drawing in work and this focus work, doing smaller V-ups, that's part of it. But really doing the press, the row, and the squat requires some core for us too. So every exercise has been core. Let's try that. Pull in again. Last time, final set here. Chest is out, butt is out, back is nice and straight, chin's tucked in, lower abdominals pulling in. All right. Whew. Yes. Boy, oh boy. Got some good work in there. So pulling those lower abdominals in. Good, strong pull in. When you get too tired, you can let out for a second. And then pull it back in again. Lower abdominals. Again, there's a triangle there where your hip bone, and pelvic bones, make a little triangle there. That lower triangle is really where you want to get to. All right. The deeper abdominal muscles, they do a lot for flattening our stomach, but even more important to me is they protect my lower back. Hard pull, a little harder. Oh, now I can feel that radiate to my lower back just a little bit, but it's good position. It's just a burn. It's okay. All right, V-ups. Abs are in tight. Brace it up, reach it, and go for it. Make sure you're not resting at the bottom of the V-up. So a lot of times people go, ugh, and they come up and they go, ugh. No, so stay tight. I'd rather you stay tight, do like 3 or 4 and then rest. And then do it again, do 3 or 4, really focused, and then rest. Instead of doing a long time where your core is checked out, all right? So keep it tight. Legs are up, abs super tight, coming up in there. Oh, oh boy. Oh boy, I'm feeling it. 19 seconds. Oh man. Oh, gnarly. Pull. Oh, that was nice. Oh, so fun. Let's do that all again. Let's do it again next week though, all right? All right, so we're gonna get into some stretches here. Let me switch my timer around, get us into stretch mode here. Bobby has signaled that there may be some sort of comment to read, all right? Is there a comment to read? What can I read there? What does it say? Do you have any recommendations for getting dumbbells that won't break the bank. Boy, dumbbells won't break the bank. Just buy one set. Probably the cheapest version is just get one set of them. But we also have, what we bought is if you get like a set of group exercise weights, you know, you get the bar, you get some handles to go with it, and you can change the weights out on some of those and make some little adjustable weights. So that you could probably do. Amazon, they probably have some sets that are barbell and dumbbell weights. Probably under $100 for some of those, 150 maybe. It takes a little bit longer to change them out, but again, versatility is pretty good on that. And you could probably get to like 40, maybe 50 pounds on that stuff. All right, we're gonna get down for some stretching. All right, good comment. All right, so pull that knee in towards you. All right, so get a little stretch in here. I would urge you not to skip out on stretching because that's one of the things that allows you to work out harder the next time. All right, so we got a little sheet here that has the stretches on it. All right, so we got just a handful of stretches with 30 seconds each side. Doesn't take very long, but we'll fire through them pretty quick, and then we'll be on our way. All right, so pressing that heel away on this bottom leg, pulling this other knee towards you. Go ahead and switch sides. All right, so other leg goes down, other knee comes up here. We're pulling that in. All right, so that first stretch is when we're on there. That knee pull in. All right, so you should feel as I'm stretching in the hip perhaps. Sometimes you'll feel a little bit of the groin. You can take it across just a little bit, like you're bringing it towards the opposite shoulder, just a little bit there. All right, so good. All right, cross the ankle over the knee. You know, maybe what I can do too is, since this comment section exists after this video has been posted, maybe I'll just try to find a link of like something that's pretty good. I won't be able to guarantee it, but it'll be pretty good. All right, so ankle over the knee, pull that in towards you. Just remember to throw a little link for, you know, some kind of dumbbell option that if you don't have them. Or you could borrow me or Bobby. We're a couple dumbbells. Other side. You can't let a good dumbbell joke go, you know? All right, so cross the ankle over the knee. I'm reaching through, grabbing this bottom leg, reaching through the window on this one, reaching around the outside on the other one, pulling it towards me. I'm trying to keep my tailbone down, pulling that in. And this foot that's crossed over, try to flex the toes back towards the knee. It'll brace that knee up better and you'll get a better hip stretch. You'll get more hip stretch, basically, all right? So you'll get more feeling in there. You'll feel a bit more of that. All right, so we'll take it onto a standing here. All right, so we got the tricep stretch next here. So we're reaching up, patting ourselves on the back, coming up in there, stretching the back of the arm here. Now we didn't do a tricep specific exercise today, but that chest press should have gotten some. And you might get some, you know, some of the tricep a tiny bit, you know, on that row too, that top position of the row. Other side, yeah, squeeze at the top. All right, point that elbow up in the air. Abs are pulled in, stretching back in here. Oh, hopefully you had a good time. I know I did. Woo! Now, the big key on exercise is doing it. Some people ask, like, what time of day should I do my workout? You know, and like, it's a lovely question, but the time that you're actually going to do it is the most powerful time of the day. All right, so let's do the quad stretch here. So point that knee down, abs in tight, push the hips forward. The time that actually works, you know, is really, really big. So if noon works for you, you know, if you can carve out a little bit of time here at noon, you know, we're going to get this thing done between, you know, noon and like 12:45, you know, for the most part here, right? So that's including warm up and stretch, you know, is going to be all included in that. And so, you know, we'd love it if you could hang out with us and do that. It's something. It's at least something there. When we point that knee down, abs in tight, push the hips forward. You know, we're right about there on time right now. All right, so just a couple more stretches, we'll be all set. So this one points, knee points down, hips push forward, and I'm stretching along the front of this thigh here. All right, if you spend a lot of time sitting, you need this stretch. You know, this stretch and the next one are really, really big. This lunging stretch here. All right, so we're pushing this hip forward, the hip flexor is one thing we're trying to get out of this one, all right? stretching in here. So I'm pressing this leg back behind while pushing this hip forward. So there's a lengthening that's happening in through here, lengthening in through this muscle here. All right. Stomach's pulled in a little bit, and you're kind of tipping your hips up towards you. In fact, sometimes you won't even feel the stretch until you do tip your hips up. So if you have like a cool belt buckle, it's like you're trying to take a look at your cool belt buckle while pushing this leg back and hip forward. You go, ooh, there it is. All right. I'll switch a little bit here. Set it, push it forward, press that heel back. Abs are in tight. Whew. All right, so we got about 2 more stretches left to do, and then I want to read you a little inspiration at the end here. All right, so if you had enough time, you know, to get a little bit of encouragement, you know, I'll read you a little encouragement here. All right, so we got the chest stretch is next. Well, I guess we'll do calf first. Do calf first, then we'll hit stretch. Chest, easy for me to say. We'll do chest stretch at the end. So press that heel down towards the ground. Bend this front knee so you can't quite get that back heel all the way to the ground. Push into the wall to create some more force. That calf tendon is very, very strong. It's got to generate multiple times our body weight, you know, in there. So it's strong. It's very, very strong. All right, other side. It doesn't mean it can't fail though. So you want to treat it good by stretching it, All right, press that heel down. If our body was not elastic, it would be a silly idea to stretch it. All right, because you would just snap things. But our body has elasticity to it, and the more you stretch, the more elasticity your body has. You keep the rubber bands nice and young. All right? You don't get them crusty. You don't want crusty rubber bands. Those things break. Those things break all the time. All right, so hand about head height, shoulder down, because we want the elbow about shoulder height. Step forward the opposite foot, stretching across the chest here. A lot of times I'll open it up here a little bit as I'm doing this. Shoulders down, chest is out. Whew. Oh, it feels good. All right, now, as I'm doing this, I gotta do like the dramatic, la la la. All right, but shoulder down, puff the chest out like it took a big breath of air. All right, so puff that chest out really good, and it'll come across the chest more. If it's anchored right in the shoulder joint, you probably have your shoulder up too high and you're turning too far. Puff the chest out, you don't have to turn quite as far, and you'll feel that stretch raking across towards the midline of your sternum there. All right, ooh. All right, good. All right, so a little inspiration for you. All right, so I got a story for you. All right, so this is our friend Lisa, and she sent us this, and I think it's very, very encouraging, just so you can see what is possible here. She says, "This has certainly been quite a journey. I'm so pleased with how far I've come with the help of talltrainer. It all started, you know, when she won a free month. All right, she had done some other program, and which was nice to get started, but it didn't give her much weight loss. And so she saw a sign, and she jumped in and took advantage of it, and she was selected as one of the winners. So we don't give away free months all the time, so you can just join too. But I was excited to get started, but concerned if I could actually do it, especially since I had knee, SI joint, and hip issues that had plagued me for many years. So she got, you know, a complicated history. All right. My experience at talltrainer has helped me so much to overcome my physical difficulties, as well as lose, 41.5 pounds so far. When I first started there, I could not walk upstairs putting weight on my weaker leg. But after 1 week of doing the various exercises and stretches, I was able to walk upstairs normally using both legs. All right, so the value of exercise is immeasurable here. And now, after being with talltrainer for 6 months, stairs are no problem at all anymore, and I don't need to hang onto the rail. So she just did this in April when she joined, so she wrote this in like October or something. Jeremy, Dominic, and Bobby, keep a watchful eye, will guide you on how to perform the exercise correctly using proper body mechanics so you don't hurt yourself. So all these posture position cues I'm going to give you guys. And they'll modify any exercise if you have any physical limitations. So we have to do that one-on-one. So you're still bending from the exercise, but not stressing your joints or back. This has been very helpful to me as my muscles have become stronger. I'm able to perform exercises better and genuinely feel stronger. I used to run out of breath walking even short distances, but now I can even do a little slow jog for a short distance without that happening, which I haven't been able to do for years, and I feel my body getting stronger with more stamina each month. It's an incredible feeling. The other component that has made a huge difference in losing my excess weight is the food tracking app, all right, which gives you a calorie range to target as you keep a daily journal of your food intake, which does require weighing your food and documenting it in the VitaBot app. Even though it can be a pain to weigh your food every meal, it has really helped me to be accountable for what foods I put in my body. It helped me focus on more protein intake and portion control. Learn some lessons from Lisa here, all right? I can still enjoy treats sometimes, but keeping track of everything I eat has helped me focus on the healthier foods while limiting treats and snacks to remain in my target calorie range with only occasionally going over, but not by a lot. When I wasn't keeping track, it was easy for me to overindulge, and it's shocking how much those little snacks and sweets, those calories really add up fast. I really haven't felt like I'm missing out on much, and the encouragement of stepping on the scales and seeing pounds come off really helps keep me on task. It has been very exciting to see, and seeing the changes in my body with the excess fat disappearing, especially in my chest, belly, and legs, has been wonderful, and it was something I thought would never happen at my age. I would encourage anyone wanting to improve their health, gain strength, and lose weight to give talltrainer a try. Don't let embarrassment stop you, as everyone in class is so welcoming, supportive, and encouraging, and honestly has been in the same boat as you. There's no judgment, and you'll meet so many lovely people and make some great friends as you strive forward together. Thank you, talltrainer, for this life-changing opportunity. Lisa. All right, so there's Lisa's story, right there. And, take some lessons from that. What I heard of that, the consistency of the exercise, showing up regularly. In the first week, it started to change things. So if you really want to make some improvements, show up to exercise regularly and do that work of keeping track of what you're eating. All right? So I'm going to finish this off with a little prayer and then say toodaloo. God, thank you for our bodies. You have given them to us to steward. Help us to steward them well. Help us to take good care of them. And that as we take care of them, we have more physical capacity, like Lisa, where, she is better able to, upstairs, downstairs, all around. She'd be able to be more active. She's able to serve and help more because, she's going to feel like it more. And she's such a giving person. So having somebody like that with more ability is incredible. And I know many people who are either watching this or, come across this, are in the same boat. As if they have a little more capacity, it means the world is going to be a better place. So help us to continue to build the capacity by doing some consistent, wise exercise. And that it helps us in the struggles and challenges that everybody faces in life. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, have fun, be safe. God bless.